And still came anyway. That's what I don't understand. Why would you go somewhere knowing there's gonna be some trouble? What? What? These boy got these switching on here. Finna show y'all what's going on.
Some of the most brutal serial killers in history. Fort Worth, Texas is so brutal that
Dallas.
some call it murder work.
Dalworth.
Today we're breaking down the craziest stories from the city. Fort Worth is one of the deadliest cities in America, but it actually started out as an army post back in 1849, which is where the name came from. Cowboys brought in a lot of violence to the town. People were getting stabbed and shot basically every night. Fort Worth became famous for prostitution, gambling, and murder, and that basically never changed. Fort Worth always had a lot of crime. They got so bad in the 80s that people started calling it murder work. At one point, Fort Worth became the murder capital of America for a little while, and the violence really went crazy after crack cocaine took over the city. Streets in Fort Worth are some of the deadliest beefs in America, and the gangs down there have been tearing up the city since the 80s. A lot of blood and Crip sets came to Texas from California, but these days it's way more complicated than just what color you bang. YTN is one of the biggest crews on the south side of Fort Worth. They're an alliance between a bunch of Crip sets like the Faux Trey Gangsta Crips, the Fido Silvers, and the Fofo Gangsta Hardheads. They were siding on ops so much that they started calling themselves Murder Gang. YTN allegedly left a lot of people dead in the streets, and they were also the crew that sparked one of the craziest shootings in Fort Worth history. On Mother's Day in 2020, over 400 people showed up to a party at Village Creek Park in Fort Worth. The city had social distancing rules because it was in the middle of the pandemic, so the cops showed up to make everybody leave. The police used a sound system called a howler to break up the crowd. When they said everyone running, was when YTN and another crew got into a shootout. There was a bunch of rumors about what sparked the situation, but it allegedly started when a dude named J Dub got killed. J Dub was allegedly signed on the ops and got killed, but nobody knows to pull the trigger on him. J Dub was found with a t-shirt wrapped around his face, and a Draco lay next to his body. He got killed by a headshot on the south side of the city. Rumors said that he tried to kill somebody and got caught first. Other people think his own homie accidentally killed him when they were sliding together. J-Dub was allegedly affiliated with a crew called Egg Gang. They had issues with YTN. There's no evidence that YTN was involved with J-Dub getting killed. The tensions were already high, and J-Dub's death made the situation even worse. According to rumors, J-Dub's brothers Quan and Hussein started sliding on YTN after J-Dub got killed. So when some YTN members showed up at the Mother's Day party in Village Creek Park, everyone knew there might be some trouble. According to witnesses, and they dumbass still came anyway. That's what I don't understand. Why would you go somewhere knowing there's gonna be some trouble? What? What? YTN all around the party and were mean mugging some A-gang affiliates. Nothing happened at first, and the YTN dudes left. They're about to come back with a bunch of guns. YTN crew left the party, met up at a donut shop about half a mile down the street. Then a few minutes later, they pulled back up to the party, and everyone started shooting. There were over 400 people in the crowd. The cops were already at the scene. Boy, everybody, you tell my everybody walking off. Look, watch how everybody start walking off. YTN was moving, eh? Met up at a donut shop about half a mile down the street. Then a few minutes later, they pulled back up to the party, and everyone started shooting. There were over 400 people in the crowd. The cops were already at the scene. That didn't stop YTN and Ape Gang from shooting. YTN Cash and YTN Cheese allegedly started shooting first. Ape Gang busted back and hit both of them. YTN also faced with a set called EBK. A lot of dudes from different cities are EBK, aka Everybody Killer. But in Fort Worth, EBK is a renegade set with a bunch of Bloods and some Crips that are mostly from an area called Stop 6. Stop 6 is one of the craziest places in Fort Worth, and you always gotta be ready for smoke if you want to survive out there. EBK's most famous member is a dude named EBK D-Glock. D-Glock started rapping as a buzz on his name in Fort Worth. He was allegedly putting in a ton of work in the trenches and got booked for killing a YTN member named Big Head Chris. YTN took more losses. Shouting. And that be the downfall, man. The streets, man. Motherfuckers ain't got no guys in the street. Pick up a gun. Motherfucker, don't fight you no more. They just start shooting that trigger. Now I know that shit can get addictive. I know it can. You feel me? But man, you start taking people live. Man, you got somebody, them white folk coming at that thing. You got the op coming at that thing. You got to pay lawyer fee. Man, this shit get crazy and expensive. It just ain't worth it, man. Ain't nothing wrong working a 9 to 5. Nothing. Affiliate trying to set up a deal for EBK and MB and Robin. But the situation went left, and everyone involved in it ended up dying. He managed to get up their strap on the YTN dudes when they tried to rob him, even though he was way outnumbered. MB hit all three of them. Then the YTN group busted back and hit MB too. By the time the cops went up to the scene, all four of them were dead. Most people outside of Fort Worth don't know about the war going on in the streets, but now there's a new wave of drill rappers who are airing everything out in the booth. One of the hottest drill rappers from Fort Worth right now is a 210 little CJ Casino. CJ Casino used to be cool with Ape Gang. You know the track We On That, he raps, Ape Gang, we on that. Brother Gang, we on that. Then your trap, where that dope at. Show some respect, cause you know you don't want that. For the rumors, CJ Casino fell out with Ape Gang because J Dub sent his chain. J Dub ended up getting killed not too long after that went down. J Dub is the only Fort Worth rapper that CJ Casino fell out with. Back in the day, CJ Casino was tied with a rapper named Cocayo. Cocayo started a whole Fort Worth, kicked down the doors for a lot of these rappers from the city. He's been involved with some crazy beef too. A lot of people outside Fort Worth heard about Cocayo for the first time after he started beefing with a rapper from Dallas named Mo3. According to Mo3's homie Brian Rainwater, Mayo was fresh as Mo3 was popping off the rap game because people were showing forward. Mayo eventually couldn't get any shows booked in his own city. That's why he got heated about the situation. After everything went down, Mayo and his good fan crew went to the club where Mo3 was performing, and their crew got into a shootout that killed an innocent dude. Even Mayo and Mo3 also started a lot of drama. Mayo featured a bunch of Dallas rappers on his track Six Fig and left Mo3 off of it. CJ Casino was on the track with Yayo, and so was Yayo's homie Lil Ron. And nobody expected how the situation was going to take a crazy turn and get Sauce Walker wrapped up in it too. Sauce Walker's from Houston, leaked after the 412, signed CJ Casino. Then in 2021, Yayo did Sauce Walker and CJ Casino on the track No Quiz and raps. Stop comparing me to CJ. He a bitch and I'm a savage. All that white gold in your jewelry, that's that cheap shit. Colors in your diamonds, well that shit look like some sweet shit. Crazy boy just talking. He ain't really on no beef shit. I used to fuck with Sauce, but he always on some weak shit. After that,
Dang.
Sauce Walker jumped into the Yayo's homie Brand. Yayo had been beefing with some dudes from Scoot Up Gang and Gas Gang. They allegedly slid on Yayo while he was in Houston. Yayo survived the situation, but his homie Brand got killed right in front of him. Scoot Up Gang also has ties to Sauce Walker's crew, the Sauce Factory, aka TSF. Sauce Walker's beef with Yayo never seen that serious. But then in 2025, Sauce Walker almost got killed, and rumors started flying that Yayo was involved with the situation. Sauce Walker was in Memphis with his homie Say So P when some shooters pulled up and shot both of them. Sauce Walker got hit in the leg and had to be rushed to the hospital. His homie Say So P was tragically killed on the spot. Who spoke about the shooting? Rumors were going around that it was a robbery gone wrong, but after the video came out, everyone knew that it was a targeted hit. Somebody wanted to kill either Sauce Walker or Say So P. Sauce Walker said that the shooters could have killed him if they wanted to, but they let him live. He is from Memphis. Rumors say he got killed because he took 200K from some Memphis goons. Now, all kinds of stories are going around. One of the shooters ended up getting killed in Sauce Walker's hometown in Houston. Sauce Walker said he wasn't going to slide for Say So P, but after the shooter got killed in Houston, Sauce Walker posted a pic placing a bunch of cash in front of the hospital. Some people think someone from Texas put a bag on Sauce Walker's head and tried to collect it in Memphis. Now Goyeo's name is getting dragged into it. No evidence that Goyeo was involved at all, though. The alleged shooter got
Oh
killed in
yeah, let's
Memphis.
get out of jail.
Nobody knows if he was from there. There's a good chance he's from Memphis. He did the race after the Say So P murder. Sauce Walker also said he never wanted to be from Goyeo. He wanted to bring everyone in Texas together. I was disappointed, but my main goal was to plan Fort Worth. I wanted to see happen in 2023. Hey, yo, so homie Murder Gang PV dropped the track. Houston, we have a problem. It raps. Houston, we got a problem. Want the tape? Let's set the record straight. Yeah, yo, Sauce Walker, I can remember this shit like yesterday. South by Southwest repping Texas. Thought we was gonna elevate. Say Cheese made a list, and after that, it's like we segregated. Now, I ain't blaming Sean Cotton, but Texas could have been popping. TSF, Fame, Murder Gang was still rocking. Oh, you know, it's no connection to the Sauce Walker situation, but his own homie just got killed in a brutal way in Fort Worth. On March 3rd, 2025, he goes home into a running to the car wash with the starter or Silk Drive. 7:50 in the morning, Lil Ronnie was just trying to clean his whip. What he didn't know was that two shooters had followed him to the car wash. One of the victims started shooting, and Lil Ronnie tried to take off on foot. So way that they couldn't find them. Shooters walked them down, left them at the scene. Cops put the shooters right after the hit went down. Nobody knows why they wanted to kill Ronnie. Some people think CJ Casino was involved with it though. And the video went viral where he was talking about killing his ops whole family if they get in the way. Your mama gonna die, sister gonna die. TikTok, he gonna die that leg. A lot of niggas out here and hiding doing all that. But hiding all that extra shit. Mama and family.
That's exactly how the Fed be solving murder right here. Right here, the internet. Nigga wanna go be tough on the internet. They see a nigga in person. They don't 9 times out of 10 they ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't. They gonna wait till the nigga turn it back, look the other way, and then might wanna start shooting. They ain't gonna fight you. They gonna be yeah.
Like everybody. So, shoot them out. Who the fuck everybody can hit
Send his
on
ass. Tell.
dialysis machine with her. Forest Hills is a wild place in Fort Worth. Month before little Ronnie got killed, who named Fael Heroin was supposed to kill people he used to work with at a car lot. 2 days after that, innocent woman was standing by the fire pit in her backyard. Somebody started shooting on the street and killed her with a straight bullet. Cops got the bullets who allegedly killed little Ronnie and his daughter. Victims never get justice in Fort Worth. Cops have reported thousands of cold cases they never solved. People in the city say they don't even try to solve them. Claims Scotty Joyce's mother was murdered in an abandoned apartment building. He said the police won't even answer the phone or call you back if you leave a message. There's been a lot of gang violence in Fort Worth since the 80s, but Murderworth is also famous for having some of the most brutal serial killers in America. Jason Thornburg was born in California.
Damn, that's fucked up, boy. There be some shit going on out there in murder work. Y'all boy need to slow down.